What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to episode 6, right? Yes, this is 6. All right, cool. So we're in episode 6 of this 12-week series. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up, but if you have, I've basically been training my booty off for the past 6 weeks with my strength coach, Malcolm. And so far we've lost 3% body fat. I've actually gained weight, but I've gained healthy weight. I've gained muscle and lost body fat, which is the ultimate goal when you're trying to reshape your body. When you're trying to change your body composition, you cannot look at weight at all. And today, actually, Malcolm wasn't able to make it, but I'm gonna be taking over this episode and showing you guys a little bit of the things that I eat, because that's been a really common question that you guys want to know what a full day of eating looks like for me. You know that nutrition plays such a huge role in a transformation. It's seriously about at least 80%. So I'm going to be taking you through what a day looks like for me when I'm training, what I eat like when I'm training, and then what I eat like when I am not training. So very different days, and I wouldn't say necessarily that I follow a specific to the T program, because in the past I used to do that for shows, I used to do that to prep for shoots, and it would end up making me crazy because I would just feel so restricted if I told myself I couldn't have certain things. So now I've built a lifestyle where I actually feel that I'm fueling myself, I'm enjoying what I eat. I do not weigh my food. I do not count my macros. I literally eyeball everything. However, if you're starting out, I would say one beneficial thing about getting into weighing your food or counting macros in the beginning of your journey, it can be beneficial because you learn portion control, and that's all everything is. Every single method, it comes down to eating enough so that you're fueling your body to perform its best, but you're also not overeating so that you don't gain fat. But to gain muscle, you do need to have a little bit more in your body so that you are fueling the muscle growth and you're fueling your recovery. The process that's essentially where you are building muscle, is in the recovery process. So enough protein, enough good fats, enough veggies to keep your fiber on point, and all that stuff is super beneficial. Carbohydrates in the right timing as well. So I'm gonna take you through a little bit of what that looks like for me. Last week I talked a little bit about different body types. Well, we both talked about different body types, mainly Malcolm, and we brought on his wife. And anyway, we talked about how she can handle more carbohydrates than I can. So before you guys look into my full day of eating, I will let you guys know that I typically eat very low carb. I wouldn't say extremely low carb, I'm not keto. However, I just base my carbs around my workout. That's what works for me. So everybody has their own opinions. I eat enough fats, I eat enough calories. I mean, I don't really count them, but I know that I'm fueling my body. And so I'm gonna take you through what those 2 days look like: training days, non-training days, and a little bit of my supplements that I take throughout the day. So let's do this. So typically on a training day, I will wake up a little bit earlier because my training time is normally 11 a.m. the latest. So I like to start my day with some coffee, pour straight from that beautiful Keurig, and that is basically what I first have, because I'm not initially that hungry when I first wake up. So I'll have my coffee, I'll meditate, I will enjoy that a bit. I will make my fiance a fruit smoothie, and then about an hour later, I will start cooking my breakfast. So here you can see that I'm making 2 eggs along with some egg whites. Again, I don't measure it. I just kind of eyeball the egg whites, but I would say it's maybe about 1/4. Throw it all in the pan, and afterwards I throw in some spinach, some spices, and I make this beautiful plate of egg whites, spinach, and I top it with raspberries. I know it sounds really weird, the mix, but I promise it's so, so good. And then I drizzle some tahini, which is sesame seed butter, and that just gives it those extra good fats along with the healthy fats from the eggs. So this is pretty much like a high fat, high protein, very, very low carb breakfast. Along with my breakfast, I will take my supplements. As you can see right here, the ones that I will not miss are my adrenal support, my multivitamin, my digestive enzymes, and my estro control. I will not miss those. All of these are from ATP Labs, and those are the ones that I take in the morning. I feel like it's always easier to take your supplements in the morning. That way you're not bound to forget. And I also take some probiotics, 40 billion, and an omega-3. Along with, now that we're talking about supplements, I will also prepare all my supplements that I have intra-workout and post-workout, which I've talked about in a past video, but that's basically BCAAs. As you can see right here, I pour them straight into the shaker cup, and I pour in some glutamine as well in there, 1 scoop. And in a separate little baggie, I will pour in a scoop of protein powder. I vary my protein typically, either it's vegan protein or whey protein, that's New Zealand whey. So post-workout, I actually did not film. I took my vegan protein blend right away post-workout, and I don't say always, but I typically eat out, you guys, and my gym is in this really nice area where they have amazing restaurants. So I'm gonna list some of my favorite restaurants right here to eat post-workout. Farm and Craft, Flower Child, True Foods, top 3 favorites right there. So I think that day I ate at Farm and Craft, and I probably had some protein. Always post-workout, I make sure to have a substantial amount of carbs, and I try to eat mainly paleo, so I'll stick to basically sweet potatoes or quinoa as my post-workout carbs. Although sometimes if I don't want those starchy carbs, I'll just have carbs from fruit, such as a banana with my shake, and I'll blend it up, and then that's your protein and your carbs in there. And that's ideal for recovery post-workout, is having a meal that is low in fats, high in protein, high in carbs, so that the protein gets shuttled into the muscles and you start the recovery process. Random mixture you'll ever see. This is just like a little snack. So typically if I want to snack on something, I will have a little bit of protein and some fats just to hold me over. So whether that's nuts or nut butter or something like that, and either some veggies, or in this case, this is actually a veggie, but I don't know if you guys know what jicama is. It's really Mexican. All Mexicans know what jicama is. So I'm basically having jicama with this like spicy stuff called tajin. And then I'm having probably like a tiny, I would say that's probably like 3 ounces of chicken with some drizzled peanut butter. So that's like a really random snack, but that's the kind of stuff I crave. Is that weird? I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up as soon as I finish making this meal. So this is my last meal of the day, and I'm pretty excited because I found this at Trader Joe's the other day. Or I think it was yesterday. Yes, I went grocery shopping yesterday and I showed you guys that. Anyway, this is a marinated beef flank steak. And normally, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of getting things marinated. I would prefer to marinate them myself. However, most of the ingredients on here are literally just a ton of spices, like different blends and olive oil. So it's really not bad at all. And I'm still trying to decide what I'm gonna make on the side, but something with this beautiful kale, because sometimes I buy all these like beautiful leafy greens and then I don't end up making it and it goes bad really fast. So I think I'm gonna just saute these. Oh, and I'm gonna make this for my fiance because he said that he was craving some mac and cheese. So he gets steak and mac and cheese. And this one that I actually bought for him, it's funny because I'll get him really healthy things and he loves healthy things, so he'll totally enjoy it. But it's like gluten-free, 16 grams of protein because the pasta has lentils. So anyway, I got this at Sprouts. All right, so that was a full day of eating on a training day. And sorry that I did not get the post-workout meal. But anyway, so on an off training day, like today's Wednesday, so it's my off day. I'm training Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday right now. So on Wednesday, since I'm not utilizing a lot of energy, I'm not gonna have high carbs, and I'm not honestly as hungry as I am on my training days. So what I typically do is I try to fast a little bit, just because the day before I consumed a lot more calories. So if I'm not hungry in the morning, I will not eat. But I do make a magic coffee that I'm gonna show you guys how I make it, because a lot of you guys have seen this on my Instagram before, and it's kind of a blend between a bulletproof coffee and like a mocha latte. It's delicious. So I'm gonna show you guys the recipe right now. And I'm also gonna take you guys through a little bit of the things that I have at home, my superfoods, my supplements, and let's get this bulletproof coffee going. Oh, and to take you guys kind of through the rest of the day, what it'll look like, I will keep all my meals protein and veggies, or proteins, fats, and veggies. So come over here with me and you guys can see that my broccoli is all done. I know it looks like it's burnt, but I love it like this. So this was an entire frozen bag from Trader Joe's organic broccoli, and I basically baked it for 350 degrees, drizzled a little bit of coconut oil, and these two spices that I basically use for everything: chili lime seasoning blend, lemon pepper, and always some Himalayan sea salt. And I baked that for an hour, you guys. You just have to watch it depending on how strong your oven is. And I always use this coconut oil spray. And this is gonna be one of my meals that I have today. I'm gonna make this organic free-range chicken, and I made this yesterday, so I can't show you guys like how I'm making the recipe, but all this is, I make my own sauces a lot of the times, and all this is cilantro, olive oil, onions, lemon juice, salt, and you just blend it all raw, and you make like your own sauce, and it is so amazing, you guys. And basically you just cook the chicken in that, and then the broccoli is already done. So I'm all about simplifying my life. So this is something that I'll make at the beginning of the week, and then I just drizzle it on my meats, and it makes it that much better. Because nobody likes eating plain chicken and broccoli, let's be honest. So to take you guys through some of the stuff that I have in my pantry before I show you guys my bulletproof coffee recipe, I want to show you a lot of the stuff that I use for my smoothies. I'll take you guys through the protein powders after, but basically these are things that I love to always have in my pantry. So that is cacao powder, I have my MCT oil, chia seeds, cacao nibs, some organic golden milk super blend. This is basically turmeric, you guys, blended with some other amazing stuff that help for it with inflammation. So inflammation can be caused by eating bad foods, but also inflammation through overtraining. So sometimes when you're training hard and your muscles are sore, you need something like turmeric that is gonna help aid in the recovery process again and help reduce that inflammation so that you can get back to the gym stronger. So I love turmeric. Sometimes I just make tea with this, with some almond milk, blend it, and you are good to go. And then I have maca powder, so good for balancing your hormones. Ladies, this is like a natural aphrodisiac. I've heard this, I don't know if it's true or not, but I put that in my smoothies every single day. And some hemp seeds as good fats. Again, coconut oil, tahini, which is one of my favorite things that I used for my pre-workout breakfast. And of course, who doesn't like peanut butter? And this is the best peanut butter ever. It also has flax and chia seeds. And in case you're wondering where I get everything, I'm not even lying when I say I get everything at Trader Joe's. A few things I'll get at Sprouts, such as like maca and things like this. And also this one I got at Sprouts. But Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods is the way to go. But Whole Foods is really expensive, so you can find things that are a lot cheaper in other grocery stores. So those are basically my favorite good fats. Oh, the king of all good fats in the world, olive oil. I will use this on everything, and I love garlic because it's so good for you. So I got this garlic olive oil from Trader Joe's. I'm like a Trader Joe's basically ambassador right now, but I'm really not. So anyway, all these things, oh, including the glutamine, I will use to make smoothies. And glutamine, I know you guys know it as something that's really good for recovery, but it's also really good for your gut. So not only is glutamine gonna help you recover faster from the gym, but even just having it in your smoothies is just gonna help your digestion, help your tummy, help your gut, and there's so much that is involved in the gut. I'm gonna actually be posting a YouTube video next week with my naturopath that talks all about the gut. I can't wait for that. But let me take you guys through some of my supplements that you guys saw that I take in the mornings. But just to kind of do a little run through, these are the proteins right here that I use. I always like to vary it. Post-workout, I typically do the New Zealand Whey and the Organic Vegan Blend. And throughout the day, if I want a snack and I'm craving some chocolate, this Swedish beef protein is so good and it makes all the smoothies thicker. It sounds gross because it's beef, but I promise you, it does not taste like beef at all. It is so good. So this is something that I'll have as a snack with a smoothie and call it a day. All right, and to finish off this video, a lot of you have asked me for the recipe for my bulletproof coffee. This is something that I have every single day on my off training days because again, I try to fast a little bit longer. There are so many health benefits that go along with intermittent fasting. So if that's something you guys wanna see, let me know below and I'll do a full video on it. I could go into so many details, but I feel like it's helped a lot with my body composition as well. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make that. And again, it's not fully, I call it supported fasting because the moment you have protein or collagen, apparently you break your fast. And the same thing when you have fats. However, when you only have fats and proteins, one thing that I want to remind you guys is that you are prolonging the space where your body is going into your fat stores and using it as fuel. So that is why you tend to lose weight faster when you're on a low carb diet. It's because your body taps into those stores and also your body isn't retaining as much water because you are on a low carb diet. So you wanna make sure that you're having enough salt and stuff to keep you hydrated, but you also wanna make sure that you're eating enough. Never go low carb, low fat, and only protein. Trust me, you guys. It's one or the other. If you want balance, happy hormones, you need your good fats. So I'm gonna make this little coffee for you guys. I had actually already drank it, almost, you can see. But I'm gonna make another one so that you guys can see the whole process. All right, so for this coffee recipe, it's seriously super simple. And sometimes I add a little bit more of certain things and sometimes a little bit less of certain things. The main thing that I try to make sure if I'm fasting, I will start my morning with coffee, and I tend to break my fast because I have almond milk and MCT oils. However, I still consider it's a supported fast for a reason because you're basically only consuming good fats. So that's totally okay. Sometimes I will also add New Zealand Whey. So today is gonna be like the full version. However, I'm gonna show you guys what I do on some days and what I do on other days, if that makes any sense. So I will start with about half a cup of almond milk, and I'm gonna grab 1 teaspoon of organic cacao. This is what makes my coffee different than regular bulletproof coffee. It seriously tastes like a mocha, you guys. It's so good. So I have that. This I just brought out to show you guys. This is a coffee alternative. For those of you who don't have coffee, this is basically a Mexican seed. It's called Genantic, I think that's the brand. But anyway, it's a Mayan seed. And it's high in magnesium, potassium, and antioxidants, and it tastes like chocolate. So sometimes just for a little bit of extra kick, I will add 1 teaspoon of that, but that's not necessary at all. So add 1 teaspoon of that. I add 1 teaspoon of cacao nibs. This is essentially raw chocolate right here. So I add raw chocolate in there. You could add more than that if you want to. And I add a full tablespoon of MCT oil. So just to give you guys an example, this is why you're breaking your fast. This has 14 grams of fat, but it is the type of fat, MCT oils, medium chain triglycerides, are the only fats that your body utilizes right away as energy. So other fats have to be broken down. MCT oils go straight into you and you use them automatically for energy. So this every time I have this, well, this is what I have pre-workout and stuff like that, it gets you so energized. So I like to start my mornings like that because who doesn't want to have amazing energy in the morning? And I always recommend that you start with 1 tablespoon and then you work your way up. I already had some, so I don't want to waste my MCT oil just making the recipe, but sometimes, or usually I will use a full tablespoon, especially pre-workout. So I add that in there. And then I add in some glutamine. Again, this is really good for your tummy and it's just gonna make your drink frothier. So it's gonna give it that extra texture that you want. So I'll add in a full scoop of pharmaceutical grade glutamine from ATP Labs. I love this company. They are my favorite. So that's what I'll typically mix in with coffee. That's the very simple version. Oh, and you guys, what am I talking about? Hold on, I'm forgetting something. Maca! This is another really natural, just energy provider. Like you will feel so good when you start taking maca every day. So I just add 1/4 of a teaspoon. I don't add that much maca, otherwise it makes me a little jittery. And I'm out of this right now, but I'll typically add ashwagandha in there, which is a really good adaptogen and it's really good for your adrenals. So I'll typically add that in there because it kind of balances it out. This doesn't have ashwagandha in it, but it has rhodiola and other amazing B vitamins and so many amazing things that help with your adrenals. So that's a little extra. So now I will essentially blend this together. Then I will add the coffee. There's a reason why you do not blend super hot coffee. Your Vitamix or whatever you use, your NutriBullet will explode. Not fully explode, but everything will burst out. So I've learned that. So I just literally mix it in there. And if I'm having one of those days where I'm hungry, but I also want this little mixture that's gonna give me amazing energy, I will add 1 scoop of whey protein. It sounds so weird, you guys, but think about chocolate and coffee together. That's essentially what a mocha is. So again, this is probably going to just spill everywhere because it's hot, but we're gonna do this really quick and hope that it doesn't get on the camera. Ready? Let's do this. There we go. Not too bad. Could have been worse, could have been worse. So that's what you do. So check out how beautiful and frothy this coffee is. And it literally tastes like chocolate. So this is what I have in the mornings typically. So good. I'm gonna give some to Gordon that's behind the camera right now to see if he actually likes it. So there you have it. That's what I typically have on an off day. Again, it's about 11 a.m. right now. So I've been fasting this whole morning. I had one of these and that's it. So I'm gonna have my real meal soon. And just to take you guys through the rest of the day, again, I'll keep it very low carb, high in fiber with all those really amazing veggies like broccoli, like Brussels sprouts, all these really cruciferous veggies that are gonna keep you full. I'll have that with a lot of protein and good fats, and that will be my entire day when I'm not training. So if you guys have any questions that I did not cover in this video, anything else that you guys wanna see during the day, please let me know below. Otherwise, let me know what you think of my full day of eating. Maybe give it a try. But remember to always trust your body first and foremost. Your body is the only one that truly knows how it feels. So don't listen to anyone when it comes to like, eat this precise thing, eat that, eat that. Try it out, and if it works for you, make it a part of your lifestyle. But one thing that I wanna remind all of you guys is that you should find not a diet, but you should find a lifestyle that suits you, that you're able to maintain in the long run, not something that you're just gonna do for a quick fix and then let go, because that is how yo-yo dieting starts. So find something that works for you, that makes you feel good, and that you're gonna maintain for the rest of your life. So there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have any suggestions on videos you would like us to cover for the next 5 weeks left in this series. Please let me know below. Actually, there's 6 more after this because this is the 6th. So 6 more series. If you guys want to see a Q&A with Malcolm and I or anything else that you guys can think of, please let me know below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your support. I really hope you guys liked this video. Thank you guys.